Hey, we are live. It is Tuesday night. Somebody's getting here. She's outside taking care of the dogs and taking some time off her life. Well, we are live on Tuesday night here at Grumpy Acres Farm. Welcome everybody. Let's see who we got in chat tonight. All right, we got, if I can make the doohickey work. Starla's on a time machine. She was here at 8:53.
On a time machine.
Yeah, she was here yesterday.
She's traveling. Oh.
Wishes she had a good day yesterday. And then Terminator showed up. Tamber, how you doing? We got the Texas contingent here. Eagle lovers here.
Oh, Starline here too?
No, Starla's not here yet. Tamber's here. Eagle lovers here. You want to?
Oh, well, I mean, I was gonna wait until everybody got in, but.
All right. And we got Gypsy's here.
She's there.
There's Starla.
Hey, I just wanted to thank Texas Lover and Starla. Thank you very much for all the Christmas gifts and card and that kind of thing. Appreciate that and the giveaway, Starla. So yeah, put all that to use, and card's very sweet. Thank you.
HG says he's gonna say hi and then unplug his keyboard because he types too much. Eagle Lover does not like that. Eagle Lover wants to hear what you got to say, HG. So you type away, man.
Have at it. Everybody else has, and boy, has it been a week.
And Scanes is there for Scanes. How chilly is chilly, Louisiana? Was it like 60 degrees and you're I'm cold? Tamara says it's cold there in Texas too.
Yeah. It's going to be cold everywhere, and for Midwest and upper United States, the next few days to 5 days, 3 to 5 days, be ready because the pressure is on, and it's going to be headache galore for most of everybody.
Ghetto, did you get the email I sent you this morning? About what we talked about last week?
The Bible study?
Yeah.
Do you guys finally get that together?
Oh, I'm working on it.
Oh.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
Cool.
I sent you the link. Tamara says it's not cold in Texas. See, she says it's cold, but she doesn't know what the temperature is.
Huh. She's just cold.
It's like people in Florida when it gets down below 65, they're putting on coats and stuff. Same with Arizona.
We were like that in California too.
Terminator says, had a nasty snowstorm last night and watched a tree hit power lines and take fire and went down to -12 last night.
Woo.
Which is they're on
12 Celsius, so I don't remember.
I don't care.
Like
I don't care what the conversion is. That's cold. That's cold.
Even if it's 2 degrees, it's cold.
You know, the weather here has been nice. It rained.
Has it been nice?
Well, today was nice. I mean, it was a little chilly. Yesterday was okay. But it rained really hard the end of last week. And she was moving the trailer back and forth, and it had 3 inches of mud.
It is caked.
Caked on it. Well, not anymore. I got most of it cleaned off. But yeah, so we got well needed water. Our pond is now 2 inches deep instead of 1 inch deep in just a little hole.
Have you seen the creek? It's dry.
Well, it's been dry for months. Yeah, all the creeks around here are dry, and we got farm ponds are drying up.
It's bad.
You know,
we've got 4 or 5 days of rain coming in the next week, so hopefully we'll see. They say.
So why don't you tell them what you did this week and tell them if it was worth it.
So I had the reservation, the event over there. So I went down there, set up Wednesday, and then was out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
For the flea market.
And it was okay. It didn't get advertised the way that it should. And I didn't catch that until late Saturday morning. Once I did put something out on Facebook, we got a mad rush about 1 o'clock. So that was good. Made it worth it a little bit. But always being over there, connections and catching up on government news as far as on the tribal land is always good. So got some insight and some things, and got to meet some new people and greet and meet with some of the old people.
So All American Prepper, you made a comment
Yeah.
On the Civil War video I did this weekend.
Yeah, you made the comment like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, not very long ago. It showed up in our notifications. It is not showing up on the video itself.
On the video, right.
And that happens. That happens to more than just you. But I want to let people know that if we don't respond to a comment with at least a thumbs up or something,
it's because we can't see it.
It's because we're not seeing it. Because we try to respond to.
I tried it 6 ways to Sunday to get that thing up.
We try to respond to every single one. Yeah, and I'm glad you liked it. It was fun making it. It was just something different I wanted to do. I saw that guy. He made that video about his reaction, and it just was not very good. And I was like, I can do that.
There was a in fact, I emailed you the link, and it is worth watching if you can post that for people. So a friend of mine sent me it was the Great Taking, a documentary on Rumble. And so I watched it real quick before we got here. It's nothing we didn't know. But if you aren't aware of what's going on and what's been going on since 93 and before, then it is definitely worth watching. Kind of wake you up a little bit. And there was even some things in there. My mouth dropped towards the end. And I told G, I said, holy crap. I said, they've got this set up so that within a snap, CCP doesn't exist and we're one global economy.
I'll post it. It's a Rumble video. So
good.
I'll post it in the community on the community page just so that YouTube's running Rumble.
Yeah, if you didn't think that getting out of debt was important, let me tell you, watch this.
You see, Skins Girl said she got the laundry room leveled and even replaced 3 rotten floor joists.
Cool. Now get over here and start working.
You go. Yeah, we saw this breaking news. High Court, Colorado, not qualified. You know what though? I was reading an article about that.
He thinks it'll be overturned.
I was reading an article about that, and the Colorado Supreme Court's justification on that is extremely weak, and there has not.
He hasn't even been convicted of that.
Yeah. It's very weak.
Anybody that doesn't know, the Supreme Court basically came down and said in 2024, Trump cannot be put on their ballot because of his involvement in January 6th insurrection, and that is exactly how they printed it and wrote it. So, but it's a weak case. Why does it say unmute?
Because that one's muted.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Listen, if they couldn't hear us, they would have said something about it.
I hope so. They didn't last time. But so anyway, so what they're saying is that he can't be put on the ballot. Everything that they're saying it's not true, and G thinks it's going to be overturned. So I'm not sure it's anything to worry about so far. You need to remember and try to collect yourself and not get upset about these things yet, because right now they're just trying to prep everybody for the election next year, and it's just going to get worse and worse. So just keep your brains clear. Take deep breaths.
Well, and in the article I was reading made the point that it creates a situation where tit for tat repercussions could happen, i.e. Republican-controlled states taking Biden off the ballot because of his Chinese dealings. And if you think about it, the evidence for his criminality with the money is more substantial than the J6 things. And so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. People in Colorado, and it was the primary. He can't be on the primary ballot. They can't keep him off the general election. So, yeah, at least what I was reading.
It'll be interesting.
Like you said, don't get all wound up about it.
Just take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Be aware.
Tamara says she's got chicks hatching tonight.
Nice. G and I were just talking about that.
Well, was it Darren and Patty said they got chicks hatching?
Chris.
Oh, our neighbor Chris. Neighbor Chris said he's got chicks hatching naturally.
Yeah.
He's got
the girls in the brooder.
Hens out in the coop.
So we will be starting on chicks here pretty soon. I'm gonna start getting everything ready. and then we'll get everybody in, get chicks ready to sell into February, March, something like that.
Hey, Grateful Hearts. What's up?
Hey.
Let's see here. Lucy said, "Good for you, Skeins. I have all my electrical in my addition, all the insulation, vapor barrier done.
Cool.
All taping now, saving for the completion. Yeah, and if you do it in the winter, you do work inside and not have to be out in the snow doing something outside." Yeah, I looked in the held for review and I didn't see it. I mean, unless they're holding it for, but you didn't say. That's just it. The comment was not anything outrageous.
I think it's the video. I think they're just tired of the video.
I don't know.
Well, I think it's propaganda. First of all, just my opinion.
Well,
I haven't seen the movie yet, but as soon as I see the movie, I'll let you know. But I think a lot of it's propaganda, and like I said, they're just getting you ready for November.
Rabbit, how you doing? I hope everything's going okay for you, man. Hope everything's going okay for you. Manny, why?
We have a leaky wheel. Let me get him some medicine.
Manny's arthritis is kicking up, and he's in a little bit of pain, so we got to give him. What'd you get him?
He gets myrrh and frankincense.
He gets myrrh and frankincense, and then didn't you get him
some
oil? She got him some CBD oil. In regards to the Trump thing, Michigan had the same thing, and they're allowing him on the ballot. You know, and okay, well, she's doing that. I want to talk about this because I'm actually going to do a video on this, but I just want to hit some highlights of it. You know, we're reaching the point now to where the left agenda is getting smacked down across the board at the local and state level, and the only place they really have any success is at the national level, and then in the big blue dots or states that lean hard left. You're going to start seeing this more often. You're going to see them doubling down. They're going to do something that's unconstitutional. They're going to get smacked down, and then they're going to double down on it. All right, so this is something we need to understand. It's coming. It's coming with all kinds of legislation and all kinds of topics. Don't get wound up about it.
Can you see that? That's how I fix it for him. I just put a little bit of wet dog food, put the frankenmyrrh on there, and then put the CBD oil. He'll eat it within 20 seconds.
He get down. He knew Mama was making his medicine, so he actually got up on his own. He can get up on his own. He gets, when it's really cold like this, it hurts the cold guy.
You like it?
Okay. Oh, let's see. Did tag pop in? Did I miss tag? Oh, there he is.
See, no time at all. All gone.
There he is. Hey, tag. Just giving the dog his medicine. Okay, man. Like we said, if you need a hand, you say something. We can make something happen. Timber says, I would pronounce that. The jojoba oil, good for pain,
Yeah.
okay for dogs.
Copayaba.
Well, and
Yeah, I like the frankenmyrrh better.
he eats that, and within about 10-15 minutes, he's not gimping around as much, and he's not as hurting as bad.
And then by morning, he's thinking he's a teenager again.
Yeah, and he goes out and
messes everything up all over.
Actually, he's gotten in the habit. We go out to feed the animals, and he goes out there, and he stands in the middle of the three girls, barking at them because they're running around acting like monkeys and fighting each other.
Yeah.
So he sits there and he barks at them. Let's see here. Oh, Tag wants us to announce that there's no Lifetime Free live this week.
Ah.
Hope everything's okay. Oh, it's Christmas holiday.
Christmas holiday.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. It doesn't really seem like Christmas.
It doesn't.
You know, we're not gonna get to see the local-ish grandkids until mid-January because they're with the
in-laws.
They're with the in-laws, and then
our daughters.
in Utah.
But I think what we'll do, we'll probably grab Gypsy and Louise and go have dinner at the at the casino.
And we'll FaceTime. We'll FaceTime everybody.
Because it's not a Friday, right?
No.
It's a Tuesday, I think.
Christmas is on Monday.
Yeah, so we'll go do that. I'll get with Louise and make sure that's okay.
Canberra says she has frankincense and myrrh oil. And so the edible frankincense and myrrh that she bought,
it's crystallized.
You can actually turn that into an oil.
Your oil. So you don't have to pay the $100 for oil. You just make your own. Just buy 1 pound for what she used in frankincense.
Yeah.
So frankincense is $30 a pound, myrrh is $35 a pound. And then just think of all the oils you can make that way for nothing, next to nothing.
And speaking of Tag, if you guys haven't gone back and watched that video, the last major interview he did, you really need to go watch that.
Could this be you? Isn't that the name of it or something? Could this be you?
Do what?
Is this
yeah,
you?
This could be you. This could be you. Yeah, go watch that because it's a story that everybody needs to hear. Yeah, see, like if I can get it to click, there you go. Yeah, you miss out on it. You know what? Family's always more important. Yeah. Family's always more
and
important.
we do, you know, the kids they get married and they start having kids and they're, you know, they also have to be everywhere and then us parents have to start making compromises and trades back and forth. So my kids usually are pretty good about spending Christmas with us on Christmas Day. Next year they'll be with their in-laws and this and that. In-laws are moving away, so
we told them go.
We said go spend time with them, enjoy while you can, because they're going to be far away.
Right.
So we'll have Christmas with them in January 15th.
Okay. Yes.
Somebody said that was a Russian Christmas. Hack said it.
Oh, is it? Oh, the Orthodox Church. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Starla, we got the gift cards. We got the one.
Thank you.
And we do appreciate them.
One's for us, and one's a giveaway.
Starla sent us some gift cards. Don't tell them what it is.
Okay.
Because we're going to do a surprise giveaway.
Okay.
Not this week. We'll figure out when to do it. So.
I better make sure there's not an expiration date on that. On those. When they have to do it before the end of the year, if there's an expiration date.
Well, you better get on it.
I'll check on it.
Okay. So Skeins, I thought you might be tied up getting 55-gallon drums of honey. So yes. So Tag is the master.
I am like so irritated because I told B that I was interested in a barrel of my own. And I said, "Can you send me the information?" And I have not got the information yet.
Well, okay. Here's the deal. Tag, if you ever want to find something and you're close enough that you can talk to Tag face to face.
He's your man.
The man can find anything, and so he found. In all honesty, I'd never heard of it before outside of like industrial food processing. 55-gallon drums of local honey. Which is amazing, you know.
And not for a bad price. We broke everything down. Hacks for here for dinner.
Oh yeah, we
broke everything down, price. And so we're on it and willing to do it. We just need the information on where to get it from, and so because B doesn't want to give any of it up if she gets it. Speaking of which,
you don't know that
she met. That's what she was saying on Friday.
Oh, okay.
She was even willing to keep a second barrel. So it's B. You've known her for how many years?
I know.
And so, but she was even asking about the honey stick processor. I know where half of it is, but the board with the clip on it and the tank.
Did you find it?
Somewhere out
the tank is our yellow pancake tank. The yellow tank is the one that I bought.
B will even tell you. I think we have one. I think you're right. We have one, or you have one, but we have another one that has to be pumped up by the pedal, by the bicycle pedal.
The pedal, it wasn't a tank, it was a pedal pump to run the thing.
Oh, and you bought the tank?
I bought the tank because...
Does it matter, like she can't use it?
No, she can use it. She can.
Okay, then she just wants to borrow it.
I don't care.
Okay. So do you know where the board is? Because if you know where the board is and you know where the tank is, then we have all of it.
I don't know where the board is. Board should have been with the other part.
Because it didn't fit in a box. I wonder if I put it in a bigger box.
Oh.
It's probably my basement or kitchen somewhere.
Oh goodness! But yeah, so the whole 55-gallon drum of honey may become a local saga at some
It's
point.
not going to be a local saga.
Well, no, it may be.
I will get the information.
It may be everybody getting 55-gallon drums. I wonder how much meat I could make with 55 gallons.
You're not using all 55 gallons of that for meat. That is not happening.
No, I'm gonna do the.
Then you need to get a second barrel.
I'm gonna do the apocalypse prepper math on how much meat I can make out of 55 gallons of
you can do the math all you want. You're not using that for that.
Yes, Tamara, it will crystallize.
Yeah, but so what? It lasts forever. You can melt it back down.
Yeah,
it's not going to stay in the 55-gallon barrel. Trust me.
If it crystallizes, all you do is put it in a water bath, and it'll come back. In fact, they had found honey in Egyptian tombs.
That was thousands of years old.
That was still edible.
Yeah,
which is it's an amazing thing. I mean, think about it, folks. We got number one. Everybody loves local honey. The medicinal aspects of it. It helps you.
Wonderful.
It helps you with local allergies.
Natural antibiotic.
It's a natural antibiotic. The Romans used to pack wounds with honey because of the antimicrobial. You can turn it into alcohol for I don't know. I guess the Vikings,
Yeah, so I would actually break it down into 5-gallon buckets because obviously I cannot move a drum like that. So I would make it into 5-gallon buckets and then work them from there bucket to bucket. But I have a plan for it, so I just need the honey.
Okay, Wes. I talk about making mead. Truth of the matter is,
what do you say?
You have to make some mead if you got that much mead. You just have to.
No.
The fact of the matter is, I'm not a big mead fan. Yeah. It's just entirely too sweet. I've never had mead that wasn't too sweet for me. I mean, it was just so yeah. And I know people like it, but I'm not one of them.
The murder hornet honey, huh?
It's like magic mushrooms.
Oh yeah, no, that's not happening. I wouldn't even try it. Neither would Karen.
Tambra, it's dead simple. Making mead is dead simple. All you need is a gallon jug and some honey and water, basically.
I could see Tamara making mead. She'd have like her entire basement full of mead. Don't come down here. Mommy's taking a break.
Okay, Starla, you have a Merry Christmas if we don't talk to you. You take care of yourself and get some rest,
Bye,
okay?
girl.
Gregory shows up.
Aye.
Finally made it. Just like you're okay. You didn't miss nothing. We just solved all the world's crises, and you just missed it. So you're gonna have to go back and watch the live to figure out how we did it. Yeah, and yeast. Oh goodness. So what I do this week? You know what?
You pulled some wood up.
The wood fairies showed up and filled up a crib of wood for us.
What?
Yeah, the wood fairies did.
Who?
I don't know. That wood just showed up.
I saw you in the skid.
I didn't do anything.
I saw you in the skid loader.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, seriously, it's so dark here, and I know
it's just going to get worse. So the 21st, which is day after tomorrow, is going to be the shortest day, and then days start getting better. They get longer, so it'll start getting a little bit better here in January, February.
Well, I read, and I'm talking like I didn't do anything. I just the basic maintenance on the property. It's the same old. I did get the chicken coop clean. If you didn't see that short, that was a chore because I had not cleaned out that coop since before the fall festival season. And it was
now that
bad.
It's cleaned out, we're getting more eggs. So
yeah. Let's see here.
I can't see that, so you're gonna have to read out loud.
He tried calling Chris, but he never got back with me.
You gotta call him in the evenings. He's working. He works hard all day, and so he doesn't usually you can catch him after 5:30, 6.
Well, unless it's summertime, then it's like 9.
Yeah, then it's like 10, 9, 10. So you got to catch him in the evening. He doesn't stop to answer his phone. He just keeps going. And a lot of times he's in a spot he didn't have cell
Yeah.
service, especially if they're out in the forest.
Rabbit's gonna break out his equipment and start brewing some homemade goodies.
Nice.
Hey, you know what? I've got. Did you get me the apple juice?
Oh crap! I knew I was supposed to get something because I was also going to get orange so that I could do it in the freezer. I'll get it tomorrow.
I've got to.
I
I've got to
gotta
back
crack
sweeten
it.
that apple wine because it turned out okay, but it needs to be back sweetened because it.
I knew I was supposed to stop and get something. I forgot.
We'll get it.
I'll get it tomorrow.
I'm just gonna back sweeten it with some 100% apple juice concentrate, and it'll be fine. Rosie said she made some chicken skin chips. They came out great. Okay, Rosie, you do it in the oven. You do it in the dehydrator. How'd you do it? How'd you make it? Because anytime we've done anything like that, they turn out.
I tried it once and I hated it. You didn't like them.
They
Yeah,
turn
they're
out
a mess.
they turn out less than good. Let's just put it.
They're
that way.
greasy.
They're edible.
We don't like all that grease.
Are you
So
drinking coffee or cocoa?
cocoa.
You're gonna be wound up tonight.
Only on sugar.
Oh my God! Speaking of wound
I
up.
want to be sweeter than sweet.
Oh my God! Speaking of wound up, this one. So, we were having discussions last week because I was telling her that she made way too much stuff for the flea market, and because they didn't promote it, she had a bunch of stuff left over. So, people got the biggest damn Christmas bags of sweets and stuff.
Well, I wasn't gonna let that stuff go to waste.
I'll tell you what, people in our community got some good bags. But she gave my coworkers some.
The Martins were like, Amber messaged me. She said by the time she got home, the kids were running around. Nobody wanted to share the nerd ropes.
Yeah.
And she said it was like Christmas all up in there.
Yep.
She said
Well, and she gave my coworkers some, and one of my coworkers has 3 kids that he has joint custody of, and he took it home and he fed them a lot. And I was like, were they bouncing off the walls last night? He said, yeah, they did not want to go to sleep at all. But yeah, she made nerd ropes, which are utterly disgusting. I don't know.
The kids love them.
The kids love them, and one of my other coworkers was saying her daughter was not sharing with her brothers, and so she had to jump in the middle of that fight because of the nerd ropes.
That's funny, and they bought 2, so they had plenty to share. I thought they bought 2 for that very reason.
She wasn't going to share them,
That's funny.
you know. So.
Well, now we know that that's one that I'll do every festival out there.
Well,
I'll have to do them every day for powwow, though. I won't be able to do them ahead of time for powwow.
Wes, you be safe if you go out there.
Where's he going?
Utah. Going out there for a week or 2.
Oh.
You be safe on that drive. I mean, it's winter time, and it is supposed to get snowy. In fact,
They're calling for snow, so when we get that 4 to 5 days of rain, they're getting snow.
oh, do you see this?
What was that?
Skeins girl loves her some nerd ropes.
Nerd ropes. I guess
You've never had them freeze dried though.
I have to make them for skeins.
They get did I say Utah? And then they're talking about gumbo.
Skeins make some good gumbo.
See, and there we go. Here we're having the conversation again about mud bugs and crawdads. Somebody's got to call them mud bugs. Oh goodness.
We'll just have to do a community gumbo. Somebody can bring mud bugs, and somebody can bring whatever else and all that.
Oh, check
Throw it
this
all
out.
together.
Check this out. This is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. So there's
this is actually a This is
Yes.
actually a Midwest Preparedness Festival announcement.
turning around.
Well, I want to make it exciting for her.
I don't know.
So she found this stovetop pizza cooker. So she's talking about at least Midwest,
Nobody can hear you talking over there like that.
at least at Midwest Preparedness Festival, having personal handmade artisanal pizzas at the festival. This is gonna be, people are gonna gain weight at Midwest Preparedness Festival. Seriously.
Because I can do thin crust and I can do some really healthy stuff. I could also have everything ready to do carnivore pizzas. I mean, I can do it all.
B is negotiating for multiple barrels, so stand by.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah,
Lovely.
Hacks, Merry Christmas to talking to Rosie. Did you see Hacks' video of Queen Rosie parading? Hacks has been putting out quite a few videos this week, folks. Go over to Hacks for the Homesteader and check it out. He's got if you like the how-to stuff, he's made some great videos, and he did
Yeah.
did
And
a
if
couple.
you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah,
He's part of our community, so you never know what to see over on his channel. He'll post stuff that Tag doesn't post and we don't post. So, you know,
he actually posted a video of our truck doing the hoses.
Oh, really?
Changing the hoses.
Yeah, see, so that's something we didn't post. So there you go.
Okay. Okay. My bugs are crawled, so as whatever you want to call them, because they're delicious. Yep. Oh man, when I was a kid, we used to go down. We would go down to the grocery store in a little town I lived in, and we would pay 10 cents for a little boat of chicken livers, fresh. And then we'd go down to the creek on the way back home, and we would take yarn that we took from my neighbor's grandmother. Lived with them, so she had yarn. So we'd get yarn, and we'd go down there, and we'd use the. This is before we started using the net. We'd catch them like that, and we'd bring crawdads back home. We'd throw them in a pool and let them sit there for 2 or 3 days to flush all the mud out of them, and then his grandmother would make it. Oh man, they were so good. Let's see here. Where are we? Oh, skanks can't eat crawdads. You know, this one tried to kill my dad with his allergy. In fact, it was gumbo.
It wasn't gumbo.
What was it? It was
It's something I put shrimp in.
It was like a gumbo. Anyway,
I can't remember. It was years ago, and I quit making it after I almost killed him.
We were.
And frankly, I think it was all in his head anyway, because he didn't really bloat or anything else.
He flushed like you did. Like you do.
He panicked. He panicked and got red. Totally different.
She tried killing my dad.
It was all in his head.
First got out of the Marine Corps.
It was all in his head. He was convinced
that he
was allergic to fish.
All in your head too.
No, because that I have to go to the hospital. So your dad didn't have to go to the hospital.
Because he only ate like 2 bites.
He had a second helping. No. That's what I'm saying. It's like all in his head.
Okay.
Not anymore, because now he's dead. So now he can eat whatever he wants.
I had dew worms crawling in the snow yesterday. Then we had snowstorm, and that was wonky weather.
What's a dew worm?
What is it? Yeah, what's it? Oh, like an earthworm type of thing?
Why not just call it an earthworm?
I don't know. Maybe it's
Canadian thing.
Maybe it's a Canadian thing. You know them crazy Canadians. What Canadian bacon? It's not bacon. It's ham. Let's see here.
Who are going to the what?
Who's going to Kentucky Sustainable Living in March?
We have it on the calendar
now. We have it on the calendar.
Got to get the vendor thing in there and find out if they want us to speak or if they want us to shut up and stay peaceful and silent.
Oh, rabbit. Okay, so Skane said maybe it's just the seasoning that they use down here, and rabbit broke out. God's gift to mankind, Tony Chachere's, man. You put that on anything.
So bad for you.
Oh man, it's so good.
So bad for you.
I got hooked on that in the Marine Corps, and I think we still got a thing.
I have some Tony's in here.
We don't use it.
We don't cook with it because I don't use it.
Yeah, we don't use it that often because of the salt content. But red wigglers.
Oh, okay. Those are fish and worms.
Grab it. That and Louisiana hot sauce.
Okay. For Midwest Preparedness Project, for the first one in May, possibly the second one if the first one goes over well.
The Homestead twins and Chuck Peoples coming back to back.
I am going to get with Spags and see if this is even possible or doable or something he wants to do. Figure out how we're going to do it. I met this guy before, and then him and I got to talking. This week. He's actually a fishing guide, and he has his own boat and all that. He knows all of the lakes, knows Perry Lake and Clinton Lake extremely well, exactly where to get all the fish and that kind of thing. And if I remember correctly, May is going to be bass, and bass and catfish. And so there's some other stuff in there, but bass and catfish primarily are what they usually get and what everybody wants. And so he's got a great, I forget what he called it, tank in the middle of his boat that they throw all the live fish in, a deep well, and he processes everything for you, the whole 9 yards. He doesn't have to if you want to process it yourself. But I was telling him about camp out, so he was talking about coming to camp out, and I said, people show up on Monday. They come from all over the country, show up on Monday, and we don't have classes until Friday and Saturday.
Live well.
And is it live well?
Yeah, the lake guy knows the terminology.
Yeah, it is live well. And so, so he is actually willing. I'm not sure what the price will be. I'm not sure. Like I said, we got to figure out details, see what Spags thinks, and all of that. But when you come out, if you come early, you may be able to go on a fishing trip.
How's that? How cool is that?
What?
Midwest Preparedness Festival may be the only preparedness / homesteading festival in the entire country that has a fishing guide.
And I was thinking, how fun would it be to do that? And then we could do host a fish fry.
Fish fry.
How fun would that be? Because he could get crappie should be in by then, and so we could get the crappie and have a great big huge fish fry with my special coating that everybody loves so well. I think we should do it. I'll talk to Spag, see what he says.
See how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As we get closer, I'll let you guys know because that's something I want to plan on.
Rabbit says lake guy doesn't have a boat anymore, but okay. Put a one in the comments if you are a current boat owner. I want to see how many people have boats. Boat owner. Because we were boat owners.
Rabbit Toby goes down there too, and he fishes down there a lot. And here's the kicker. He was saying a lot of people, when he takes them out on the lake, they come in and they only want enough fish for a meal. So he ends up with all this extra fish. So him and I are actually working out a bargain on the fish so that I can bring you guys meals in the freeze dryer for him.
So there's the two best days in a boat owner's life. And this is I honestly believe this.
The day you buy it, the day you get rid of it.
The day to buy it, yeah, exactly. Because man, those things can. They can be money. They're kind of like horses. Just a great
He used to get mad.
great big hole in the lake you throw money into.
We put the boat in the water, and he says, "Why don't I just save this money and open my wallet and start throwing money into the lake?
Yeah.
Why can't you just get on the boat and drive it and let me and the kids have fun?"
Okay, so we found a little 16-foot Tom Sawyer, which is a V-hull that some guy had. It's made in Hannibal, Missouri. It was made in Hannibal, Missouri. And it, had a fiberglass hull and everything. Had a how big was it? It had a Chrysler outboard engine on it.
16 or 18 feet.
It was 16 foot, but it was a nice little boat. And when we
worked great on Lake of the Ozarks.
Well,
for the time.
It worked great. The first time we took it down to Lake of the Ozarks, it was during the week, and we had a really great time on it. And then
we started only being able to go for weekends.
And
that's when all the trouble started.
And then it got to the point they got all these cigarette boats
and yachts
and everything out in the main channel, because we were down by mile marker 3 or 4.
We were down by Lowry.
Yeah. But
we're at Deer Valley.
We're down in Deer Valley. But it got so bad we couldn't take that boat out on the lake. I mean, we were trying to get out of the cove that we were in, and we'd have to go underneath the noses of these cigarette boats because they were going into the cove and stuff. I mean, it on a regular week or a regular weekend, not even a holiday weekend, like a regular one, the waves would be 3-4 feet tall out on the main channel.
It was awful. It was awful. Lowry's what?
Lowry's 30
mile marker.
Well, and we were down. Yeah, you're right. We were down at 3 or 4, but we were further south of Lloyd by about 5 miles.
No, we were in Deer Valley.
Yeah. But yeah, so it got to the point we couldn't take the boat out. It was literally, it got to the point where it was dangerous.
Yeah. Kids hated it.
But the good news is that we sold it for what we paid for.
Actually, we made money on it.
And
we only paid $600 for it, and I sold it for $1,500.
But we had it for what, 2 years?
Yeah, I think so.
2 years.
Something like that.
Dude, I got good. I got good at backing that thing up into the garage because we lived at the time. We lived at a place that had an HOA that the lady that ran the HOA, the treasurer, was trying to sell her house, so she would go around the neighborhood finding violations and hounding people about it. And I just didn't want to deal with
And
her.
then she never sold her house.
Yeah, she never did because it was a piece of trash.
Well,
Anyway, no, I don't want to talk about it. Although we did have a neighbor about 2 houses down from us. She did not like his house being painted the way it was, so he went and bought.
the most obnoxious blue.
It was a little bit darker than a Basin Street blue, which is a gaudy blue. I mean, you can see this for miles. He painted his entire house in that, and it, like, you come down around to our cul-de-sac, and it just popped out. You
That's
could
all you
see it.
That's all you saw.
You could all, down there. It was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and there was nothing she could do about it.
He's at 62 mile marker. So is that over by?
He's up.
That's
going,
not Camdenton, is it?
No, he's going up towards for sales.
Oh, he's north.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going up towards for sales.
Is that winery still open and for sales, Rabbit?
What winery?
The winery at Buffalo Creek,
Buffalo Creek was on the Buffalo Creek arm.
which was up by for sales.
No. Buffalo Creek was over by Gravaway. He's at Gravaway, or near Gravaway. 62 is near.
You
Gravaway.
make up your mind. You know, I so confused. Never mind. You got me too confused now. You'll never.
62 mile marker is up by Gravaway Mill, and Buffalo Creek is over by on 52 between Sedalia and Lowry.
You know what you're speaking to me? A foreign language.
Because you don't want to Stover. That's it.
Buffalo Creek is in Stover.
Yeah. Over by Stover. It's outside of Stover. Yeah. They had the best wine, guys. This guy, the guy that owned this winery, they actually shut down. I don't know if they reopened it or not. But this guy, his son went over to France and learned how to make wine, and came back, and he used to make. And correct me if I'm wrong.
They were taking world medals for their wines. That they were so good.
Oh, he's 20 miles south of Stover, so he's not over by Gravaway. He's over on the Buffalo arm. But anyway, okay. Well,
It's a big lake.
I always thought you were north of Lowry, not east of or west
Stover
of it.
is north of Lowry. Because we would hit the winery on the way home.
No, we would go west on 52 to Sedalia.
It was still on the way home.
Yeah, you're right. It was on the way, but it was west. It wasn't north.
Whatever.
No. Yeah, he's on the Buffalo.
Rabbit, why don't you just send us your address and we'll figure out exactly where you are. But no, it's no big deal. But anyway, so let's move on.
Okay.
So one of the things I said, so how many of you guys caught what happened up in Iowa at the Capitol? That was pretty insane. Was it legal? No, it was not legal. Was what the Capitol did immoral? Yes, that was immoral. Was what the veteran did who took care of the situation moral? Yes, it is. Now wrap those three things around your brain. It's a lot.
No, hold on a second.
It's a lot.
Hold on a second.
I think what he did was moral.
Yes, it was moral. It was moral. It was illegal.
That's what I just said.
It
was illegal, but it was moral. And what the Capitol did by allowing it in there was immoral.
Right. Well,
that's what I'm saying. Wrap those three things around your brain, and this is what we're coming up with.
Somebody made the point, and I thought it was a very good point, that our founding fathers used to pray to God, and now the political class in America raises statues for Satan.
But you shouldn't be too concerned because the Satanic Church did come out, and apparently it's not satanic because they don't believe in Satan, because in order to believe in Satan, you have to believe in God. And so anyway, what that's supposed to mean, I have no idea. Obviously, if it was an altar, they're praying to something and it ain't God. So I don't know.
Well, they don't have. If they don't believe, if they believe in nothing, then they have no moral ground to stand on.
And they have no statue to put up, right? There's nothing that
Anyway.
It's the war between good and evil.
So, all right. So that's about it. We've covered what's going on around here. I mean, we hope you guys we hope you guys do have a good Christmas, you know, and you're able to be with your families.
HG, I knew you couldn't stay away from your
If you
keyboard.
want more than a packet of some things like staples, look at Johnny Seeds or Fedco, etc. Many other home garden oriented ones may have large packets, but not likely by the pound. Okay.
So we actually have, you might check this out, your farm and home, and it's going to be a small one. Like for us, it's Tar Water. Tar Water does sell their seeds by the pound. So if you have I don't know who asked about that, but if you have a farm store like that, then you may be able to find what you're looking for.
Well,
That's
a
how
lot
I
of
bought
feed
our corn.
feed stores you can order them too. You order seeds that
By
in
the
bulk,
pound?
in bulk, yeah. Well, I remember Orscheln's used to have 55-gallon drums of different, well, they were grass seeds and stuff.
So I don't remember that in my lifetime, but
Yeah, the one up in Blue Springs
I
had
never went
trash
there.
cans full of it. Rabbit goes through Baker Creek.
Baker Creek was good. Baker Creek had some issues I heard though the last couple of years. Not sure what was going on with that. I think it was the mailing. I think it's the mailing of the seeds is the problem. I think you just have to go pick them up.
Okay, so we've covered the what's going on around here. Let's talk about some things going on. I was looking some stuff up. It was very interesting. So the FDA is reporting that animal antibiotics sales are up by about 4% from last year.
I don't believe it.
But they are still way down from before they passed the ruling that went into effect in June, that about how you had to go through a doctor to get animal antibiotics. And then the article I was reading, the FDA said it was because the COVID restrictions and stuff like that. We all know it's because preppers and people were buying it and using it. I was going to say they're using it. The FDA says that they made this ban so they could maintain the efficacy of these antibiotics, and we all know that we all know that's not the truth.
How do you maintain the efficacy of fish mocks?
You by not overusing it. They want to keep it out of people's hands because they're afraid that people are going to overuse it, and then some super bug like COVID is going to happen. Did I say that? But anyway, so I just thought it was an interesting article, and it's kind of weird the spin that people put on it. And then the next one I found was in Kansas. They are monitoring an avian flu outbreak over by McPherson, which is in Rice County, which is southwest of us, 2 hours.
Something like that.
About 2 hours, which I thought was interesting because Kansas is one of the states that said they'll if there's an outbreak of avian flu, they'll destroy all the chickens within like a 5-mile radius of it. Mm-hmm. So
we shall watch and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Jason in contingency fixed that problem. Yes, you can get your stuff that way. Eagle Lover says the FDA also said that antibiotics were not approved for animal use. What are they? Oh yeah.
I would go with that they're not approved for animal use because they make you sick when you eat the animals.
You know what, Tamara, you're right. How do I say this? The problem arises in availability and knowledge. Some antibiotics do work very well, and like the moxicillin, penicillin, stuff like that.
Penicillin can kill people. I mean, there's a lot.
So can natural medicine.
It's still a pharmaceutical, and so but that brings up something so very interesting. And Gypsy and his lovely bride was telling me about this yesterday. And yesterday I got just a plethora of information. I love visiting with them. Got to see the Dexters. Anyway, I'm getting off course here. Um, so they went out, they found out about a book that was written in, I think she said 1890, maybe 1880, somewhere in there. And now the book is out of production. They're not making it anymore. In fact, they will not allow them to publish the book anymore. And the book, if you can find it, there's only like a few copies left out there, and it's like $1,000 a book. But guess who has it in a PDF? And they're going to send it to me.
Oh, awesome.
So you're going to copy it off, and then Louise is going to bind everything, and we're going to make sure that everybody in our immediate community has a copy. And we'll see what we can do to get anybody else copies if you're interested. But it's got all the old tinctures, natural medicine, all of that stuff, and what everything's used for, and how to use it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get my hands on it.
Yes, and Tamara points out a good problem. I mean, that they do overprescribe them. But I'm telling you,
They overprescribe a lot.
What?
They overprescribe a lot.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, we keep fish antibiotics in the refrigerator, and we have for
the fish. The pond
Sure.
fish get sick a
Sure,
lot.
yeah. But and we've done it for 15, 20, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cheaper than going to the doctor, and if you use them responsibly, just like everything else, you're not going to run into problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, problem is there's
Timber, you need myrrh. If you have asthma, keep myrrh on hand.
Yeah, but the problem is that people don't learn. People read the survival blog or the survival boards, or they listen to some Yahoo on YouTube, and they think they know everything, and they don't learn about it. I mean, I did a lot of research, all the way to the point to look into the manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So with the asthma, maybe she meant she had antibiotics. But I don't know if you have asthma or not. The only thing with the myrrh, it's a 6-week regimen. It's not going to be an immediate fix.
Yep, and horsing. You know, I'll tell you what, man. When I was in high school, my football coach, if you had a really bad strain or muscle pull, instead of using Bengay, he'd break out a little horse liniment and put that on there, and oh my gosh, that would tear you up. But it works so good.
What's that saying? I don't know. I missed something.
Greg says, I only use antibiotics when I have a cow-calf that gets pink eye. You have to get it under control quickly before it spreads the whole herd. Then you have a big mess. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tambra, we're not doctors.
Yeah, we're not.
You have to go by what they write on the label.
Yep. Yeah. Anything we say about medical stuff, we are not doctors. So you two overlords, know that we are not. We are not telling people to use anything illegally or misuse what the powers that be from above tell us we must do. What the science says.
Science says 6 weeks for asthma with the myrrh. Just saying.
The science. You have to listen. Pay attention to the science that they tell you. I'm doing a video on the science.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I am. I am doing a video on the science because the science looks like it's coming back. And so
it is coming back.
I'm going to do a fact-based video about the science and see if we can get another strike. I gotta wait for another week or two before the last one comes off. Or warning comes off, I should say. You know, okay, so those are the two things, was the antibiotics and the avian flu. The next one. So homeschooling is getting lots of press right now. Lots of. Why are you on your phone?
Somebody just came across something, and she's ready to have an absolute conniption and beat the hell out of one of her guests.
Oh.
because they went into this storage room
Okay.
and have been eating storage food.
But so homeschooling is taking off. I was reading one article that said it had doubled in the last 3 years nationwide, and it's like 10% of the school age kids are now homeschooling, which I think personally is a fantastic idea.
It should be more.
Had we had the ability when our kids were younger,
We had the ability. I just
Well,
didn't have the patience.
you know what though?
But it was also wasn't as common.
Yeah, it wasn't as common, and the knowing about it, you did the facts. You did not know the facts as much, and the curriculums.
And the school system also didn't support it the way that they do now.
Right. Yeah. So rabbit, who had kids that are homeschoolers, you know. But so I started looking around. I wanted to find some stuff about homeschooling so I could share it with you guys. And I found these 2 articles, and they are actually bashing homeschooling. So one was about something John Oliver had talked about, how lax U.S. homeschooling rules were, and how parents weren't able to teach their kids as well as what a school could do. And so I read it because it sounded asinine from the get-go, and it was. But every single knock he gave on homeschooling, you know, the kids aren't taught to it. The kids don't learn. The parents don't have to teach them anything. Well, that's not true, because they take the same standard test, same standard level test that at least in Missouri and Kansas, that the school children have. They have to pass a state accredited test. So that's not true. And then they talk about how the kids don't get the socialization and diversity, and that's not true either. Because if you're homeschooling, your kids have every right to be involved in every single extracurricular activity that the local school district has, because you're paying tax dollars, and you have your kid has to be the right. But think about what happened up in Utah, in Salt Lake City, where the gang beat up that one kid, the Utes. That gang of Utes beat up that one kid, and five of them are facing murder charges right now. And they had the gall. This 17 kids beat this other kid to death, and they had the gall to say it was self-defense. But somebody pointed out that homeschoolers are not subjected to the diversity like that. So show me a homeschooler that is exposed to that type of diversity and that type of socialization, and I'll show you a homeschooling that's doing it wrong. Oh, Tamara, what you sorry for?
What'd she do?
I don't know.
I take care of Tamara and my animals. She's sorry for that.
I don't know. I don't think she said anything wrong.
Did somebody get on to her? No.
I don't know.
Unless there's something we can't
I don't
see.
know. I missed it.
Good for you for taking care of Tamara and your animals.
That's right. Everybody needs to take care of themselves and their animals.
So what you won't eat?
Oh no, Tamara, no. Hey, don't
say?
ever be sorry for
Oh,
that.
hell no.
You need to be evangelical about that. You need to be out there telling as many people as possible about that.
In fact, one of the special things that I've been doing, I've been making colloidal silver, and so bottled that up. There were some bottles and some bags, most everybody's bags, of colloidal silver for Christmas, and I will be taking that on the road because now I have the timeline down absolutely correct to get it to the 20 NPP. Or is it PM? Anyway, but parts per million, and so I've got it now set. So I have all that down. I think I'm just going to start carrying it from now on. In fact, I've been looking into mushroom powder. I found a very, very good source, reasonably priced for mushroom powder, and they use the body, so they're not using the root. I'm studying and learning everything of what you use, what you don't use, what you don't want. Because a lot of times they'll put the filler in there and they'll use the root, and you don't want that. You want just the body or the flower, and the body is actually the best part. So and they do call it the body, and that's the stem. And so I'm going to be putting in an order probably in January. Make sure we have everything ready for March. Not sure. I haven't talked to you about the farm expos in February yet. They're just over in Missouri. One's in Nevada. One. Yeah, we'll have to talk about those.
Did you make your generator or did you buy it?
I bought the generator. Actually, let me grab it because it wasn't very expensive. It was $30.
Here's the deal with making the generator versus buying it, Tamara. And Hax did a video about him swapping out the hoses on the truck. I have to decide what my time's worth. And spending time, they're dead simple to build, but spending time to build one versus getting one that's pre-made was worth it in my book. Yeah, you pay a little bit more, but it was just something that
I don't think so because I got the all the different change outs.
You show them that. I'll be right back.
I got all the different change outs, and I got the meter with it. So I think it was well, and I got the silver. I got the silver with it. So for $30, that was a no-brainer. So this one came with the cleaner, screwdriver, and some different adapters and connectors. And then this one is from Bora. I think that's what it is. It's either FTOM or it might be from Bora. I don't know. I'll have G go up there. He'll have to change the light. But that's the generator. And it has, of course, the power button and then mixing and the max power. And so the max power is how I get the, and the mixing is how I get the PMM. But then it's got a little tube on it. And then these,
the anodes.
Yeah, the anodes, the silver, you set them up, and those are two separate, and they just pop right up into the generator like this. And
did you buy that off of Amazon?
I think it did. Yeah, I think it came off Amazon. So we could probably go back and find that link and put it up in our store. But so these two just sit in here, and then you put them in distilled water in the mason jar, and then let it go. And then you let it go for an hour, and then you take your gauge, and it literally tells you what it is. You just dip that in the water down to this far. You want to do that first with checking your water to make sure that it's not contaminated. If it reads anything or reads over 20, it's contaminated. So you want to make sure that it's reading 0. And then once you reach 10, you need to check it every 15 minutes until you get to where you want to be. And you want to be anywhere between 12 and 20. I like 20 just because more powerful to me, in my opinion.
So Eagle Lover wants to know where you get this silver rod. So
it came with it.
So you can buy replacement rods. You get them on Amazon. You can buy them on stores. But hang on a second.
These came with this kit.
Well, and you can't.
Can you move that light and show that it's from Bora? And it's it doesn't show up in the light. You're gonna have to change the light. And you can see it comes with the tube that also says from Bora.
I'll put a link there.
You have to change the color of the light.
I'll put the link there. No, but these connectors, there's a little screw right here.
Yeah, so you can just take the silver rod out and then
back out, and you buy replacement rods. Mm-hmm. Which you're gonna have if you make your own, you're gonna have to get rods anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you can use your silver coins, but I would rather use these than my silver coins because I'm gonna need my silver coins to eat and get things. So anyway, this was a great set. I'm impressed with it. I did get one that was over 20 PMM. I just labeled that different, set it aside, and that's going to be topical.
Now, if you can figure out how to impregnate moleskin with colloidal silver,
oh, simple enough. Yeah.
That is. Have you guys ever used? They make it looks like moleskin, but it's impregnated with silver, and you basically your cuts. The girls at the wound care clinic at the hospital I used to work at turned me on to this. This stuff is awesome because it sticks on anything, and you can move around and it protects it, but that silver speeds up the healing like 3 times as fast.
So you say that, and then with the bandage, but I'm gonna let you guys know. So I burned myself when I was doing all this cooking, and then between the stove, the wood burning stove and all that, I burnt myself in the oven. and it was pretty bad. This hand, I had burns anyway from an incident when we first moved here, and we're pretty much almost all the way off grid at that point, and so burnt myself pretty bad. So the skin would take longer to heal. In fact, it was right here, and I knew I needed to get picking done. So that's what I had, the stronger colloidal silver. So I would just pour that directly on my burn and then put the comfrey stuff on it, and it healed up like that.
So Eagle Lover,
You can hardly see the scar.
yes, eventually you will have to replace the rods, because what it does is the electrical current rips silver atoms off.
And it's actually, and the stronger you get it as you go over 20, the stronger you get it, you'll actually be able to see the silver in it. That's not a big deal, but you'll be able to see it. See if I can grab that.
Yeah, Silverdine's good stuff too. The ointment type of thing. At least I think that's what Silverdine is, right? That's the ointment, Gypsy.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to do with that.
But the one thing I about colloidal silver that I always remember though. So a friend of ours, he used to come to the campouts. Trauma Bob. He's a very, very accomplished trauma surgeon, Air Force veteran, military surgeon. Worked at level 1 trauma centers, and so he knows a lot about medical stuff. And I asked him about it, and he said he made the point. He said, do we really want to be putting metals in our body?
So you can see the silver on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see it, but yeah, the extra silvers
on the bottom
come out of solution. That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
So if you put the thing in here again, will the parts per million be going down?
Go up.
It'll go up.
It'll go up,
When
and then it'll add more silver in there.
Oh.
So that's why I said this one is for external use only. I wouldn't put this one in my body.
Yeah, we use what's that silver nitrate powder that we used to use for the dog's toenails and the bird's toenails.
I don't remember.
We used to use that when we used to raise exotic birds. So we used to have a silver nitrate powder. But it's good to have on hand. It is. It's a great topical and not antiseptic. Boy, that was a weird bark. Fancy's been out there barking all night long.
Yeah, if you want the mullein plants, so the comfrey you're fine. Well, no, comfrey is going to be the same. So mullein will grow the first year, but it's not medicine until the second year. And then comfrey sometimes will not come up the first year. You're going to get it the second year. And then bloodroot, I'm not sure. So you'll just have to check that out. So if you want, get it now because you're going to need it. Get it now. Get it in the dirt. Get it done.
Yep. Oh goodness. Okay, going back to the homeschooling thing. The second one was Ronnie Weingartner, who is the president of the American Teacher Federation. Posted on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. Why is homeschooling growing? And she got roasted. The people just responded back. In fact, I'm gonna put this link in the chat so you guys can go there if you want.
There's another one. Did you see the report on the school board member in Fairfax County who, instead of putting his hand on the Bible to be sworn in, put his hand on the
child porn? Yeah. So, and I know it's Fox News, but it's still a good article. She got roasted by people saying, well, the reason why people are homeschooling is because of everything that the American Teachers Federation is doing, the pronouns and everything that they're pushing in the schools are the reason why people are starting homeschooling. And she got offended, which I just thought was funny as all get out. Tamara, I planted some comfrey from Billy, and it didn't come up. I hope it doesn't. One thing to remember about comfrey, it does not like good soil. You want to find a place on your property where the soil has been compacted and it's a little bit depleted, and of course, good sun helps a lot. But you want to find a place where it has to work. It likes bad soil because that's why it helps regenerate it. My comfort, Skane says, my comfort in Kentucky came up the past week. It's a different variety than Billy's. Yeah, and you've
Russian,
also got all
probably.
that red clay down in.
It's
Louisiana.
probably Russian because of the clay. It's probably Russian, which is good. It's excellent comfrey. It's not a big deal. That's what I use is Russian comfrey. Billy's did not come up for me. Or it's getting mowed over.
No, I don't think you can. You can't post links to file in the thing. I think it only does URLs for. I don't know. If you have a URL for Google Docs, maybe send it.
Send it an email. We can put it in the community page.
Yeah, put it in the send it to me an email and I'll get it on the community for everybody. Well, see that, and there it is, Rabbit. If you're doing it right,
you want it to.
Well, and you can use it for plant. You use it for plant food. You use it
dewormer medicine for the animals. I mean, it can be used for a lot.
If you
comfrey is something that is great.
If you let it get running rampant, invasive, then you're doing it wrong. Yeah. You should be cutting it back.
You're not harvesting it. You're not spreading your roots. You're not getting them where they're supposed to be and that kind of thing. So, but I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind if the entire property was covered in comfrey.
Well, and there's a thought too, guys. One of the things we do to try to separate ourselves from the system is we create alternative income streams, and selling comfrey. I mean, you don't have to do it by mail like Billy does.
You do it local.
You can do it local.
You'd be shocked what people will buy.
Yeah,
local.
people will buy it left and right. You know, chickens
love
it. Absolutely.
Chickens love it. It's also a fertilizer.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the rooting hormone that I use has comfrey in it. With my teas and that kind of thing. So yeah, no, it's so universal. It's not even funny. And then we found out.
Thank God I got the comfrey growing in a good spot for comfrey.
Yeah.
Because our chickens figured out. I put a little.
They're just jumping
1.5 foot fence over the top of it. But they figured out it was there, and I would come home and
they're all in it.
They're like the plants are all splayed open because they're laying in the middle of it, eating it and stuff.
Which is good. That's fine. So I'll get in there and I'll spread
roots. An invasive multi-use plant. Oh, the horror. Oh man, think about it. You know what though?
It's a weed. You must kill it.
Okay, so HG's making a joke, but think about it. Anybody that lives out in the country and has had dealing with state agriculture officials or county agriculture officials, they want that stuff gone, and they want you to kill it. They want you to do nothing but.
It's not happening here.
Exactly.
Not happening here. And then again, talking with Louise and looking at the Dexter cow, all of that. Oh, I think we figured out our cow solution, and we figured out we would hardly have to feed them. They will go ahead and graze, and because we cut that bamboo back, now the bamboo is perfect for them, and there's enough room. I think we could still put hogs there too, and so we'd have our cows and our hogs.
Are we glitching? We've got the tablet up and we got a laptop right here, and we're watching the.
I might be moving too much for this one.
No. Well, it's using that.
And it looks like this is delayed a little bit too. So.
But,
anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not glitching. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm always concerned about our internet. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no. Well, with the fresh grease, so the key is with the bamboo, which we didn't even know there was. Garen thought there might be a market for it, and Louise is like, "Yeah, there's a market for it." So when the rhizomes come in, we can go 2 foot by 2 foot and just take them out with a skid loader, and people will come up and buy them so that they can put them in their pastures, so that they don't have to feed their cattle during the winter. The bamboo spreads, and they eat the bamboo.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just like. Get a community together, and all of a sudden, self-sufficiency is born.
So
gotta love it.
The next article I found, I just stumbled across this. For some reason I ended up on a James Wesley Rawls survival blog. Did you know that in 1777 was on December 19th was the day that George Washington took his troops into Valley Forge for the winter, to winter over. Very important date. In American history, and it happened 1777 today. Let's see here. Bamboo isn't that scary.
Step on the
Step on the
corns.
cones, just eat them. Yeah, the shoots.
Oh, yeah. He wants to try to
Well-
stir fry some of the shoots.
Well, the problem, HG, is when you get running bamboo, and it's
everywhere.
let go for 20 years, and you get bamboo stalks that are almost an inch around and 20 feet tall. You know, so it.
Yeah, but now we've got it cut back, and I think we get cattle and hogs on there.
Yeah.
It'll still grow. It's just gonna keep it more under control. I think we have a positive solution.
And I still think that bamboo shoots are a viable cash crop. I think there's a big enough market for it that I think we could probably do it. Oh, Skane's got seven eggs from Barred Rocks today.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of eggs too.
We got, yeah. I cleaned out the nesting boxes this weekend, and they started laying more eggs too. Plus, you know, we've got the light on in there. We've got the heater for the chicks and the brooder, and I want that light so I can just look out the window and make sure the electricity's still on, because it got down to 22 degrees. In fact, the bigger chicks that graduated into the metal coop, that water actually froze last night. It got so cold in there, but they're doing fine. They huddle up in the corner and they just get.
Hey guys, so I'm sitting here. I apologize. I'm texting. I'm having a conversation, trying to help somebody calm down a little bit. I want to tell you, and especially right now with everything that's going on, so it is very, very important. No matter who is living in your house, no matter how much you love them, times are getting tight. And so now is the time, and I know this is going to sound horrible. Everybody's going to go, no.
I just figured out who you're talking about.
And so what you need to do is now is the time to go ahead and start putting a padlock on the pantry door. Make sure that family members or guests or whoever cannot just walk into the pantry and take whatever they want underneath your nose without you knowing what's going on. So you need to make sure, like I said, get a padlock on there and hide that key. And especially, and I love G, but especially if you have stress eaters, it is very, very important. Groceries are high. They are very, very expensive. Sometimes they're like not even available, right? And so if you know that they're stressed out or something's going on or they're just eating to eat, put a padlock on there. This time I think this person is just disrespectful and just doing whatever. I don't even think they're hungry because it's like special treats that he's taking and not, meat and potatoes and that kind of thing. So, but all their freeze-dried fruit's gone. Like gone. So, yeah, put a padlock on there. Get everything locked up.
Do we need to get him some more?
I will make sure that she gets some.
Okay. All right.
But if she puts a padlock on the pantry, because I'm not feeding him.
So there you go. There's the Christmas guest.
It's just the times that we're in. And this is what's happening. And so, there's been two, not just the one that Chris said, but there was one before that. Two women, Sam's Club parking lot in the middle of the day, clubbed on the back of their heads and their purse stolen. One of them putting their baby in the vehicle. Yeah. These are the times that we're in. Head on a swivel.
There's a hasp on her freezer.
I would totally put a padlock on my freezers. In fact, we probably ought to think about that. The ones in the outbuilding that are easily accessible. If somebody really wanted to, we probably have to put padlocks on those.
No.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Eventually, 5-year plan. I told you.
5-year plan for padlocks.
I'll get there.
Can do that.
I'll get there eventually.
I could put those on.
See, the problem. The problem with the disconnect between us is I said 5-year plan, and she was thinking a linear path. And
I was like, I'll just go buy them tomorrow and put them on. What's the big deal?
What it's turned out to be, the 5-year plan is actually looks like this. It looks like a twisty, turny mountain road, and it's.
But honey, we're talking about padlocks.
I know.
It's really a big deal. So I mean, that's like I could do that, right? And do that.
Well, where are you going to put them?
On the freezers.
No. I'm not sure I want you running a power drill on those things because you got to drill holes in those things.
Oh, right.
We'll figure it out.
There's got to be something. I wonder if we use like that. What's that bond? That stuff.
No, you drill holes and put metal screws in it, and it perfectly sound.
You don't think that JB Weld would hold that?
No. Okay. And the final article, I thought this one was very interesting. I wanted to share it with you. So the Biden administration came to a deal, or came up with a plan to deal with the salmon population in the Snake River, or along the Columbia River. The population's been going down because they've got all these dams, right? And this was 4 days ago. This article came out. They just came to a deal, and the conservationists and the Native American tribes in the area say that this deal may be a roadmap to breaching all the dams on the Snake River, taking all the hydroelectric dams out of production on the Snake River in order to save the salmon.
Oh.
Which saving the salmon is a noble cause, but is it worth taking all that electrical generation offline, especially when prices are so expensive now? No, I don't think it is. And then John Kerry was over in Dubai and told them that that the United States, he promised them that the United States was going to take all its coal production offline by 2040.
That's impossible. That's just impossible.
Well, they're going to try, and there's the problem.
They're going to crash the grid.
You know,
then
30% of U.S. electrical generation is off of coal plants. I was reading Missouri is almost 60% off of coal generation, and so they're looking. They want to take cheap, inexpensive power away from people, because that makes it harder for people to live, and it keeps people in one place.
We'll check real quick.
Rabbit Angela's checking right now.
I think so, because I just got notification.
You know, Tamara, if you get bamboo, make sure that you get clumping. Do not get running bamboo, because running bamboo.
Unless she's going to feed livestock, then running bamboo is good.
You still want clumping, because running bamboo will send out rhizomes, or send out roots, and it could pop up 30, 40, 50 feet away from where it is. Clumping bamboo.
3 of them, rabbit. 3 came through.
Clumping bamboo is much easier to control, and you get just as much production. It's harder to propagate because you got to split it and do all that stuff, but that's easy. Starla, are you back? Why are you back, Starla? I thought you were going to bed.
She can't sleep.
I know that feeling. I've been up since 1.
Yeah,
so just remember
running
that, Tamara.
bamboo becomes more of a nightmare when it's not taken care of. Like, it's been 20, 30 years before anybody's done anything with this. So I'm interested to see how the cattle and hogs deal with all of it. I mean, it's already there. So what the worst that could happen is that they've got feed all through the winter.
Yeah, HG, you're right. There is more. There are a whole bunch of different species of bamboo, but using the terminology running and clumping is what most people understand. I learned that when I was landscaping. Love that red bamboo. In Kansas City, red bamboo is a huge. A lot of people use it as landscaping, and it's just a beautiful bamboo.
Yeah, Gregory, you're right. It's going to make everything very dark. And so take away the coal, and then that's where you go. And I'm starting to see more and more, and then looking at people breaking everything down and breaking down history, and we're screwed. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in April. They're already attacking the grid now from 6 ways to Sunday, and there's several people that are already coming back, trying to make sure that they're stateside before April. Getting their houses moved, making sure that they're around family to help, with the family and do all of that. Communities are getting together. More and more people are moving in to make sure that they've got their community together. It is more imperative than ever before to get your solar together. Get what you need. Get your kerosene stocked up. Get all of that, so that if you have to have electricity to live, then you need to make sure that you got a solution to that. If you've got an electric stove and you like your oven, think about switching it over to propane. It's doable. I've done it.
Do you hear AOC was asking how people drive their gas stoves to the station to fill them up?
Get out of here. Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Yes,
you're
the
so
grid.
stupid.
The grid. This is one of the reasons why we invested in EMP Shield.
Yeah. The grid has been hacked, and so in Topeka they've had several issues in the last few weeks. Hospital got hacked, and records were lost. People couldn't be admitted. People couldn't have their surgeries. They pretty much had to halt everything. Courthouse got hacked, and so they went in there and messed some things up. So now the courthouse, I mean, a major courthouse is now operating back old school with files and pen, and that's how they're doing everything right now. It's going to take weeks for that to get fixed.
She's telling Rabbit what you want is to cycle the biomass back into the soil. That's the whole chop and drop concept.
Mm-hmm.
Is you put it, just chop it. And in fact, Billy from Permapasture, he's a huge advocate of just.
Are they talking about the comfrey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just take it,
chop and drop.
Take it and hack it off. You know, take a knife and hack it off right at the ground level, and just drop the leaves right there, and let it just compost because it brings all those nutrients up to the top, and then as it decomposes, it puts them back in that top layer of soil.
Or when they're really tall and start to flower, just give me a call. I'll drive out there to get a truckload. Please, I would totally do that.
You know, so all the whole reason I brought up the Snake River thing is it's one more reason to become your own utility company, and not everybody do. I mean, we've got a bunch of stuff to do it. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah, we need to get it done, and we've got more we need to get.
You know, so
we got to get what inverter and connectors.
Inverter, connector, and the cables.
And then that's what I was thinking was the connectors.
We need the cables and inverter and charge controller.
Oh, okay, all right. And then so but yeah, so otherwise we would be there if we had all that. It's just a matter of putting it together. Propane generator. We just need one line ran and a concrete pad. It's just a matter of finding time to get it all done, but we'll get it done. Looks like we'll be going over to Hacks to learn some masonry, helping them out. That's going to give me a better understanding of how to pour a concrete pad and run the concrete mixer and all of that. So if I can learn all of that, then while he's at work, I can actually put the concrete pad together. And so, you know, he can move it.
You're going to haul around 60 or 80 pound bags of concrete?
He's got the mixer.
You have to lift those things up off the ground.
We can drive the truck back there and then put the truck back there and mix it. I think the mixer is on wheels. Can I just mix it in the front yard and then push it over? Like, is this a huge issue?
No, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it's going to be harder than you think because
Well, maybe I won't have back problems and sciatic nerve. I'm not thinking this is going to happen tomorrow. But Hacks has to get their stuff together before it rains too much, or else that hole's going to get filled back up with mud. But so if we can get that done, maybe we can help. And then we have somebody that can help with the propane line to get the generator on there.
Yes, I'm in agreement with you there on HG, on what happens. Everything I've learned.
What you say?
Well, the only thing physically that the plants will do is they will break up the soil. They help create those pathways for the microbes and the worms and everything to grow in that compacted soil. It'll decompact your soil. That's a better term. It will decompact your soil physically, and then it drops down and it feeds all the stuff that turns dirt into soils. Michelle, Billy's wife, did a great talk with him at
Back to the Land.
Back to the Land. They did a great talk on Back to the Land, or at Back to the Land, on how soil is created from dirt, and it was very knowledgeable. Both of them are very knowledgeable, and she did a great job talking about it. HG says, not the norm stuff. Will Bonsal's essential guide to radical self-reliant gardening. I may have to look that one up. Oh,
Yeah, so there's all of that and a lot. So,
yep.
but yeah, so we're excited. We got to learn something new. Now we just got to figure out how to apply all of it and then figure out how to get that in. That will be 2 steps forward this spring that we could get done. So pretty exciting. And then yeah, I'm
What?
excited about that, man. Just to know that my beef is not at somebody else's house and it's at my house. Heck yeah.
So Gregory's idea of using legumes, cowpeas as a cover crop are great because
It's a great idea.
legumes are nitrogen fixers, so it will bring all the nitrogen up.
Also bring
If
in
you're
deer.
looking for a way to amend the soil, especially this is what we used to do down in that area for building baseball diamonds and football fields. Um, find a sawmill or a cabinet maker that gets lots of sawdust. Like some cabinet makers will put the big huge bales of sawdust out there, but get that sawdust and get sand. And off the top of my head, I can't remember what the ratio is, but you spread this stuff out and you till it into the soil, and it helps aerate the soil. It makes it more fluffy. Again, it's decompressing the soil. So you might want to do that, and especially if you've got where you are, you've got that all that clay. It will help turn that clay into something that's more drainable and more usable for you. So you can do that. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. But look up the method of amending with uh, sawdust and sand, play sand. You want to use play sand, not regular sand, but the fine grained stuff to help get rid of drainage issues. Yeah, there's just so many things out there, and the good news is there's a lot of resources on YouTube and books that you can go read and everything to find that stuff. Yeah, Wes, that's absolutely correct. It's only good ones available. The thing the issue with LP and propane LP generators or appliances is they're only good. They're only useful while the fuel is available. Exactly, which is why.
That's why you got to make connections with your propane people.
That's one of the reasons why part of the energy plan here is there's a second unused propane tank that I'm going to pull out, strip it down, repaint it, have all the valves redone, and so we'll have 2,000 gallons of propane on hand, and we only go through 250, 300 gallons a year. And that's even with the propane stove.
If it's running electric, it might be different. We'll just have to stay on top of it and only use the electric when we need it.
Yeah, and and you
like, hey, I'd like to take a bath today.
You logically manage your
shower.
Your thing.
There you are.
Nope, there it is.
Sorry,
are we back?
We're back.
No, but what I was saying is, it might be more economical running that tankless water heater than running the propane.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Propane water heater.
Way more economical.
Yeah, Starla, we lost everything on this end.
Yeah. Gotta be careful what you're talking about.
Yep. Oh goodness. So we're running over an hour and a half.
Anybody got any questions, suggestions?
Any last topics of conversation anybody wants to do? Yes, the wood stove helps on our heating bills.
Oh, that heats our whole house. Yeah.
In fact, our electric bill was really high the past 2 months.
But that was my stupidity.
But that's because we've been running the
I've left all the back lights on in the back of the house because I've been going back and forth to the freeze dryer, and the problem is that I don't take a flashlight with me, so I need to start taking a flashlight with me so I can turn everything off. but I stumble and trip over things, and the floor is like a roller coaster in order for me to get back there. And then so I just leave everything on because I'm like, well, I got to go back there in a couple hours anyway. But then I end up falling asleep, and then everything stays on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm breaking that habit. I've done pretty good. I'm breaking that habit, and we're fixing it. So
I saw a video. Gosh, I don't remember who the guy is. I see him all the time. He's the guy with the little wiener dog and the beard. He's a vet, but he's got the beard and he's got the little wiener dog that hangs out with him. But he was doing that, and I saw that video, and I was like, that is really cool.
Merry Christmas, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
You know what? That is one thing that was very interesting to me. Last year, the year before, everybody's like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You know, I hardly ever hear that now.
There you go.
It's very weird. I usually have to say it first in order to get it back.
Sounds like Santa should bring you We've got headlamps, and they're rechargeable.
We do?
Right there. They're hanging
Those are not rechargeable. I've
Yes, they
never
are.
seen those plugged in.
That white one's, I've got two of those
That
white
white
ones.
one is retarded. That white one goes out, it turns into a blue light. Like I'm walking and trying to shake
That's because it's got a shutoff valve. If you stick something up next to your face, I've got a USB headlamp that's got a shutoff sensor. So if you put something in front of your face, it turns the light into a blue light, so you're not blinding yourself.
So like when you're walking towards the door, it turns blue and then you can't see the door. Or if you're walking towards the light switch, it turns blue and you can't see the light switch. So this is an issue.
Don't stick your face up next to anything. So
I like Patty's headlamp. I think I need one of those.
So Wes,
I guess I ought to get the information on that.
Wes, no, that's not it. Wes was asking about wood water heater systems.
Sure. Just get you one of those recycled clawfoot tubs and build you a fire pit underneath. What a great water heater system.
No,
Go take a hot bath.
well,
I'd do it.
there's several different types. You've got a water heater system for potable water. You've got a heated water system for
like on the wood stove.
for radiant heat.
Yeah, you can run the things back and forth and run it in.
Listen, if I had the money, we would buy the outdoor boiler, and the type of boiler that takes like 3-4 foot logs. We would have that and run that in here and use radiant heat in this house.
We'd start it up and then just say, okay, now's the time. Get the dishes done. Get your showers taken.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Rickster,
Hey.
you getting better from all the stuff now, Rickster?
He's all good.
I know he's all good, but he still got it. It was stressing him out. You could tell. I'm trying to be concerned, so stop trying to make me feel like I'm not being concerned. Okay?
Whatever.
Listen, I want you guys to be healthy, man. I want you guys to live a good life. And yeah, okay. See, so it was worth saying. Thank you
What's
very
that?
much.
Okay.
It says I feel great now.
I figured he did because he was doing really good last week.
Well, he was elated last week because he got good news.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
Yeah.
all kinds of different ways you can do it. I would love to put a hot water heater on the stove. Run a coil. Run a coil through there and just so we had hot water.
Did you see on Chris and Patty and Darren's wood burning stove, there's a fan box up there that spreads the heat, but they have a pizza oven, or bread oven, pizza oven type deal. I want one of those.
We'll get
Where do you get them from?
We'll find it. Night, Starla.
Like, how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Just, okay, I've proofed my bread. We've got a fire. Just throw the bread in there.
Well, the New Hampshire,
or, hey, I want
the New Hampshire
pizza.
Stove Company makes I think they call it the Princess or something like that. That literally has a wood stove underneath the box. So you literally slide your bread in there and it cooks.
And it goes on the wood burning
No,
stove?
it's part of the stove. It's actually part of the stove.
But that would be, we'd have to buy a whole new stove, right? Or is it something we can?
We're gonna need something decent back there. That one that's in the garage isn't the best
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay.
They're like $1,500.
That's cheap. That's not
Well,
cheaper than that one.
and
Will
another
it heat the back of the house though?
yeah,
Okay.
another good water heating system, and you guys can do this. In fact, I've got the PDF someplace. I might put that up. But you take an old water heater and you put a box around it, paint it black, and you run a coil through it with glycerol in it. And as that glycerol heats up, it starts convection. Well, it'll go into a great big tank of water, which is then used for your hot water in your house. So it's a hot water heater, and uh, it's a great system. I've seen it in use several places. It's just one of those things that you got to have. Number one, if you want it on the roof, you got to have a roof that can support a hot water heater full of water, which is what 700-800 pounds.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Tamer, I'm not opposed to that either. I can just heat hot water, just old school, heat it up on the wood burning stove, fill the bathtub, and take a bath. I'm not opposed to that. I would want to be the first one in the bath, though. I wouldn't want to go after G after he's been working. I'd rather go first. She'd want it.
Amber would be a mean old something.
Without a hot shower or bath, yeah. Yeah, you just do it just back like they did in the old days.
Yep.
Heat chips, some
Man, I
water.
don't know why. I gotta replace my.
Well, I'm serious. I think an old steel clawfoot bathtub, and then a wood fire pit underneath it. I think that would be fantastic. Total soak in the bath outdoors and just watch the stars and all that. I think that'd be great.
That's a redneck hot tub. You realize that, right?
But you take a bath in it. You don't take a bath in a hot tub.
It's called a redneck hot tub.
You can call it whatever you want. I call it.
And you
I
know
call it enjoying nature.
You know how
I think
you
that would be
regulate
fun.
the heat? You take a metal ring or a metal ring and weld it to a plate, and you put the fire in that, and you put chains on either side of it, and you pull
Swing it back and forth.
You pull it back and forth.
I just think it would be neat. I think that would be a lot of fun.
But,
and that would be cheap to do because you can get those at secondhand stores. People are throwing them out. They're like, "Come pull this out of my house. It's an eyesore."
well, eventually, I'd like to get there. I'd like to have all these different heating and cooling methods and hot water.
Right now, I just like to have a functional house.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Is we need to get the
functional
point where
house. It's a problem when you walk to the back of the house and it's sunshine outside and you can see light between the floor and the wall and light between the doors and the walls. That's a problem. So we gotta get all that fixed.
So a water trough is a redneck bathtub. At least where I'm from.
Yeah, water
Hey,
troughs don't
Independent
hold
Mary.
up as much, I don't think, as well, because they'll eventually rust and get bad. Where
Well, and the bottom is so thin that it gets too hot.
you get hot, burn your butt. So clawfoot bathtub, I think, my opinion, I think would be better.
Well, and listen. I grew up in southern Missouri. I know I've seen this stuff in action. I mean, seriously, it's you go back in some of those hollers and this is what's going on back there.
I know for a fact that the Hacks have a hot clawfoot bathtub in the back of Daniel's cabin. Like we could totally talk him out of that. Maybe. I don't know. He's putting in a redneck hot tub, but I don't think he's using the clawfoot bathtub. We could probably talk him out of
that. You know what? If it was a clean horse, I don't want to be in one that's been used. And you'd have to. Well, no, you'd have to put a proper drain in it so that you could drain the water out, or it's going to get green.
You get in the bath, come out winning. That's stupid. I'm sorry.
All right, guys, listen.
I saw
I'm
the hot
tired.
chocolate.
I am beat. I need to get some sleep. I got to get up in the morning. I got 2 more days of work before the
Do
holiday.
you have a half day Thursday?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. Well,
Probably. Y'all
I'm
never
gonna
work.
I'm gonna be at work on Thursday, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be working. Let's just put it that way.
You guys never do. You guys they'll get a half day. He'll be home at noon, and then he'll come home and then he'll work. You might relax. He'll probably relax a little bit on Thursday, But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, like all those days, because it's supposed to be raining all those days, he'll probably be in the back of the house fixing it. Which means you need to let me know if I need to go get drywall or whatever, because we need to get that before it rains.
I got to figure out how to get all the junk out of that room first.
Well, I can't get drywall in the rain, dude.
I know. But you can't get drywall because I got no way to put it up because I got to build the frame for that wall first, and I can't build the frame.
And you have the lumber. I don't need to get my lumber. Right?
You don't have to get the lumber.
Okay.
All right, guys. Everybody, thank you, Ghetto. Check your email and let me know if you got that email or not. If you didn't, I'll send it again.
Night, guys. You all have a Merry Christmas, and make sure enjoy your family. Take advantage of this time to make sure that you appreciate each other, enjoy each other. Because you don't know when the next time it is that we're going to be able to see each other. Right.
You know what? Unfortunately, most of all, I want you guys to go out and every day this next week until you come see us next week, go live a lifetime free. Okay? Take care.
Bye, guys.